Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Drawing with Mr. Sepulveda. I'm Mr. Sepulveda, and in today's episode, I'm doing something slightly different. I'm going to be redrawing my subscribers' art suggestions. In my last episode, I told you guys I was going to come here and give you guys 10 different images, but I decided at the last minute to cut it back down to 5 because I wanted to give each one of these art pieces enough time to breathe. So instead of giving you guys like a long 30-minute video, I'm going to keep it down to like 14, 15 minutes, okay? So this first image was suggested by Owl Master, and he was looking for me to draw an isopod. So isopods are little animals right here, right? If you guys play Pokemon, it's kind of like your Kabuto, Kabutops lineup, right? He's a little underwater guy. Not much to say about it other than, like, he's kind of a fun draw. He was actually the first one I decided to draw in the entire batch of subscriber suggestions because he did leave it on one of my shorts that I left. And he seemed really eager about it and really happy about it. So, Owl Master, I wanted to kind of put a smile on your face today. So, hopefully you see this video and you see the isopod that I've created based on your suggestion. I had fun with the colors. I tried to keep it kind of Kabutops-y because I was trying to keep the shell a little bit brown, right? I'm putting in shading and stuff there. I realized I was missing a leg on one side, right? So I decided to push that in there. And then I also kind of gave him an underwater scene to kind of just ground him. So I actually did have time to put in a background. Now, for all of these, I decided to put in the same time limit, the same constraints I do with my what my students want me to draw series or my draw jar series, in which I attempt this all in about 1 hour's time. Okay, so guys, let me know what you guys think. Owlmash, let me know what you think about this isopod. All right, so this one's going to be a first on this episode. And I'm laughing because I don't do realism. I don't do portraits. And so it's going to show in this episode and with this character. And I know it's going to be hard to figure out who this is. And trust me, guys, if I were looking at this video, I wouldn't know either. But this suggestion was brought to us by Ben K, and this is supposed to be my representation of Elon Musk. I know, crazy, right? So I was requested to draw Elon Musk, and so I'm like, I really didn't know what he looked like, didn't know too much about the guy, right? Other than, you know, he's got money, right? So the thought that came to my mind was just drawing something in kind of like a Superman 90s animated series type of style where it was just like dark pupils where you don't need like the sclera, like the white part of the eyes at all. So they're just kind of like dots on lines. And I figured, oh man, I'm just looking at this. It's kind of making me laugh. Figured I'd just kind of go more cartoony because I seem to move really quick on a cartoony style. And I think I'm really finding my style a little bit more. So I'm kind of excited about this. I will tell you this, and I've been saying this for a few of my videos, like the hands probably need some work, right? Like I can draw them when they're static for the most part, but when I'm trying to draw them in certain poses just don't work for me. Like I could see from here, like the fingers are a little bit disproportionate to each other. Something I got to work on, but I did have like a 1 hour time frame that I decided on when I was doing this, so I'm going to cut myself some slack and hope you guys do as well. There's like a stack of cash right there with a rubber band, right? So after I did all that line work, I was going into the coloring phase of this, and as I was coloring it and I was looking at my timer, I was trying to think realistically what kind of background can I pull out for Elon Musk. Like, do I draw a Tesla? Do I draw a space station right behind him? Do I do anything fancy, cool, money-wise? And I was like, forget that. Let's just go ahead, hit the highlights real quick. Maybe some shading after, and we could hit up a background. I don't know why this is the background I hit up. but it's the background I have chosen for this image. I could have definitely done something better, but with the time constraints of attempting 10, but only giving you guys 5 this week, it was a lot to take on. Tell me what you think about Elon Musk. All right, so I'm going to try not to butcher your name. But this was a suggestion from, I guess it's MEM. And I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong, but she requested a dog ballerina or ballerina dog. And I kind of went to town on this. I already had a pose in my mind of what I wanted a ballerina dog to look like. And what I wanted it to be posed like. This was actually the 4th drawing I did out of the suggestions, but I decided to put it 3rd because I think it's a nice little middle ground because it's kind of like a fun, whimsical looking character, fun little dog, right? I told you before in a different episode that, clothing is an issue for me, especially if it's like female clothing. But I wanted to take on the challenge. I decided to do the legs similar to like a Powerpuff Girl style. So I just kind of kept them ovular without any real detail, right? And then I wanted the tail to kind of have a little bit. I didn't want it to look like it was a triangle, so I decided to put some fur kind of coming out the bottom end of it, just to kind of give it a little bit of contrast to the rest of it, the rest of the body, anyways, because we had like fluffy looking skirt, right, or tutu, I guess, and so I wanted the tail to kind of stand out next to it. I think she's kind of cute. I think I like this dog a lot. I definitely didn't use the whole hour to do this dog. If I remember correctly, it was somewhere upwards of 25 minutes. But I had a lot of fun with this. And so I really hope you like it because, again, I just had a lot of fun with it. I think the background could have been better. I kind of used the same colors I did for like the Elon Musk one. But again, I did those at different points in time. I thought the bubbles were cool. Let me know what you guys think about this ballerina dog. Okay, so this suggestion comes from Brooklyn, and she has requested that I draw her softball travel team logo, and the team's name is the Phoenix Fast Pitch. And so I don't think I did the head right on this one. Going to be honest, it doesn't look like a phoenix head to me. Doesn't even look like a hawk head to me. I don't know what kind of bird I was going for, but there it is. This is kind of one of the first times I've ever really attempted a logo that actually exists. So this was a challenge because lettering is a challenge for me, but I did manage to like freehand the lettering. So I'm kind of proud of the way it came out, considering it really could have, looked a lot worse, right? Or I could have made it different. Like I could have taken the cheap way out, and I say cheap, not to say that it's bad, but I would have just used like a regular text box and just kind of wrote out Phoenix Fast Pitch and just pasted it on there. It would have saved me a lot more time. But I wanted this to be authentic on this end. So I did freehand the lettering, and so I'm hoping it kind of fits right. Like when you look at the actual logo for this, and I'll leave you an image right here, it's not exactly 1,000% accurate, but I think it could be recognizable. Brooklyn, I really do hope you like this. I'm hoping it's not that bad. I kind of had fun with it. For the coloring for this, I did like your Phoenix Fast Pitch logo's original coloring with like the reds and oranges and yellows, right? Having all those warm tones in there seemed kind of cool. The one thing I did that I wish I did differently, and I didn't really notice it until after, I guess, was the fact that I probably should have used some cooler tones in the background just to let the warm tones pop out. But instead, for some reason, I decided to make a background that mimicked the logo's color. And I think that takes away from the logo itself. I'm gonna have you guys let me know what you guys think about that in just a moment. But I think it took away a little bit, not the whole thing, just a little bit. Here I try to create a gradient for that lettering. But overall, I think it was a pretty cool drawing. It took me about maybe 45 minutes. Let me know what you think about the Phoenix Fast Pitch logo. All right, so this one is my last one, and I know that this suggestion came from Carolyn Phillips. However, I know it's from her son, who I taught last year. So the ask was for the kind of like the Tears of the End episode between Naruto and Sasuke, where they're kind of fighting on like the mountainside, where Sasuke ends up using his cursed seal, like kind of unlocks it, does a Chidori, and Naruto's using like his Rasengan in his like first tail form, I believe. And so I had an idea for how I wanted this to look. I was gonna make it comic book-ish, right, by having some panels. Like that was the first thought I put into this one. I think I went a little over an hour on this one, but not by much. I think it's just because the hands took me a while. Like that, and that's supposed to be Sasuke's hand when he's already in his little cursed mode. So I decided to draw the hand, put in the Chidori, like lightning jutsu that he's got going on, put him some shadows into the hand, and kind of make it stand out with like the dark background. So I kind of did this differently than how I did the other ones, like where everyone had like a nice white background with like a nice beautiful black border. I kind of left this in like a charcoalish type of way. And so here I am doing Naruto's hand, and he's supposed to be having like the Rasengan here while in his first tailed form. And I'm saying Rasengan, but I don't even know if he even had it at this point in time. I'd have to go back and double check. Maybe someone can let me know. Maybe this was supposed to foreshadow the Rasengan later on. All I know is he's got like some chakra energy building up inside of his hand, and so that was my way of mimicking it there, right? And then I thought, you know what? I've got all this blank space, kind of on the top and on the bottom. So what happens if I show Naruto and Sasuke silhouettes, right? So that was my thought here, and so you'll see me kind of black in the entire silhouette. I know I drew the hand there, but just kind of figure out where the fingers are. Because I thought this would be kind of cool. I think it makes the whole piece like a real, like, I guess the concept was really thought out, I guess, is what I'm thinking of for this, right? I give him the energy, and then I have to remember he has the one tail in here, so I give him what I think is the one tail. And then I kind of finish off with like a close-up image of Naruto while he's in this first tailed form. And so I wanted him to look kind of menacing, kind of angry. I put in a bunch of lines. Like I was kind of going line heavy and line crazy, I think, when I was doing this. But I wanted it to be kind of my style, kind of stick out. And so I really felt like I had a good feel for this character because it's not the first time I've drawn Naruto. I've actually drawn him a few times over between my Outschool anime course. And of course I had like my kid Shane from a couple years back that requested a Naruto, so I did a little mini time lapse. And then I had a student named Amaya that requested a Naruto drawing, but I ended up making her a character in Naruto facing off against Naruto. So if you haven't seen that one I highly recommend, especially if you're a Naruto fan. Here I made the mistake of making Sasuke Sharingan red, like its normal color, but it's purple when he's got that cursed seal energy going on, so I had to make sure I went back to do that. And I was trying to think of what the silhouette would look like for Sasuke in this case, because in this form he has like grayish white hair and giant hands, but I admitted the giant hand that looked like wings that popped out. Let me know what you guys think about this piece. All right, guys, there you have it. These are my 5. I know there's 6 up here. I had to split up that last one, but these are my 5 subscriber suggestions, right? Or art suggestions that I did. I've got 5 more left. Would you guys like to see that next week, or would you guys like to see that in a few weeks? You guys let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Guys, I'll see you next Tuesday in the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.